introducing a force at the point that's not a part of the structure or the finite elements. I can put forces on a point. That's an interesting thing in this area here, because the force in direction Z attacks here in the middle of the axe, and the chain force I just put a little bit at the side of this support. So what I do, I'm preparing to make some points. I go back to the FEM file, and here I introduce these points. A first point is just the point between. I say it's a point between this center and this center, so you see that's the X point. I have the first point. Then I introduce a point just from this point a little bit offset, rectangular. I go minus 30 millimeters in y direction. That's minus 30. You see the point now is here, so I think that's quite a lot. Perhaps it's nearer. I just changed to minus 20 millimeters. I put it here. Apply OK. Then I make a point once again between this and this point. You see it's just no offset. Be careful. Apply. I have this point, and the same I make on this side, just in the middle. This and this. Okay, I have this for points. Now I make a connection, 1D connection from node to node, from node to node, yes, from point to point, from point to point, from this point to this point. I make just one collection, and then from this point to the second point, apply, then from this point here to this point here. Oh, I just put everything in the first selection, so with shift you can deselect to the second point. Okay, I have constructed the axle. Now I make the connection between the axle and the structure himself. So I take point to face. From this point I go to this face and to this face. Apply. You see the connection I have. I make the same thing here, from this point to this face and this face. Okay, I have made connection between structure and axe, and the axe is just made in a rigid form. I go to simulation. In simulation I introduce a force just acting in directions. I say components, and I put on this point the force Z positive of 4000 newtons. multiply, and on this point I make a force in direction x of 10,000 Newton. Okay, oh, that's the wrong direction. I just changed the direction, it must be a minus. Okay, I have introduced the forces. I just let them in the same load case. I don't make any difference. I just go and let solve my problem. I control if there's a result. It seems to be okay. I look at the results. As a first thing, I look at the reactions. I look at the motion a bit faster. And you see how this thing is working. Put together, I stop it. I look what's happening in the different direction. I look at the x direction, and you see left and right, because it's put together, happening more or less the same thing. Okay, I look also at the stress. And at first I just look at the von Mises stress, and you see how that's working. We're looking if there is really left, right, the same reaction. How many we have here in this area? 190. It should be a little bit more than on this side because the chain force is reacting there. So that's all I wanted to show you. A real nice feature so that you can introduce the forces at an area where you have no direct contact to your model. That's all. I finished this example. You find it also the part file on the Moodle.